and it's a rendition by Koda featuring Irama. We hope that you enjoyed that though. Talking about where you can get those videos, it's YouTube. Please go search for our channel as well, Maja Online TV. We have a channel there. So we have Mama V. Good morning to you, Mama V. Morning. I love your yellow. You look you look sparkling. Yeah.
This Ghana made as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, same person.
Looks like one of those British. Antibi, good morning to you, and thanks for making this.
Making me yellow this morning.
Looks very departmental.
But good morning to y'all. You know, it's 18th of September already.
Yes, it is.
18th of September. We're going, and then September will end very soon. We're looking at Christmas already.
Yes.
In September. It's amazing. So we hope that you're doing really, really well, and then you're up to the challenge because it's going to be a long day and it's going to be a long week. So if you missed the news, we've got the newspapers coming up, so you can catch up with what you missed in our AM news a little earlier. Yeah?
All right.
All right, let's start off with the Daily Graphic newspaper. On the front page of the Daily Graphic, UTAC begins nationwide strike today. Okay, so NPA seizes 1.4 million Ghana cedis smuggled. Petrol is also another headline, but check this out. Debate over Ghana's history. President proposes August 4 as Founders Day. Art 21st September as Nkrumah Memorial Day. Now, if you've got a thought, because you definitely would have a thought on this, we want to hear your views on this. August 4 as Founders Day and September 21, because you know September 21 coming up has always been referred to as Founders Day since it was instituted, and it's been a holiday. But what do you think about the fact that the president wants to add August 4? Because apparently August 4 is the real Founders Day.
What do you think?
But Nkrumah was nowhere in the picture then. You know, my understanding is he was even outside the country then. What do I think? I don't know. But listen, we don't need more holidays. We don't need any more holidays. I guess 21st.
But I think we need a Founders Day.
We need a Founders Day.
No, I mean the Founders, the apostrophe after the S.
Okay. So which one is the Founders Day? How about the 21st that we were referring to?
The current one we have is it the birthday?
It's Nkrumah's birthday.
Yes.
Even that's okay, yeah, but let's leave it at that. So
perhaps we need to put his birthday.
How about the 6th of March, the Independence Day? I mean, isn't Independence Day enough as Founders Day and all of that? Do we need more holidays?
Well,
we can set the dates.
I think we need to find a good date. And,
which one is a good date?
And collapse the two together.
Which one is a good date? Honestly, I don't know. I'm thinking that you can have August 4 as Founders Day, but it shouldn't be a holiday, even though I love holidays. I don't know what I do with them anyway, but I don't know. But, you know, our views don't matter as much. Send us your views. Let us know what you think via text on our regular text number, and let's share it. But these are the front page headlines. The Graphic Business Stanbic Bank breakfast meeting on pensions is also tomorrow. The paper is advertising. Let's start off on page 16 in the Daily Graphic newspaper. This issue about UTAC going on strike, that strike beginning today is on page 16. Okay. All right. I'm close to 16 now. Yeah, here we go. So story says that the National Executive Committee of the University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAC, has directed its members nationwide to withdraw their teaching services from today in solidarity with their counterparts at the University of Education, Winneba. Quotes, "It is our firm belief that the issue at the University of Education, Winneba, is an attack on academic freedom and that affects all public universities in Ghana," unquote. It's said in a statement signed by its national president, Dr. Harry K. Agbanu. So you can continue to read, and then if you are already not familiar with the University of Education issue, you can read and get a better understanding in the paper. Also on page 16 is this story about 15 truckloads of smuggled petroleum products worth 1.4 million Ghana cedis have been impounded, and officials of the National Petroleum Authority, the NPA, in collaboration with security personnel, impounded the 15 trucks last week. Each of the trucks was loaded with 54,000 liters of either petrol or diesel. And you can read the disclosure and a lot more as given by Mr. Hassan Tampoli, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the NPA, all in the Daily Graphic newspaper. This issue that's got us already, I don't know if it's debating, but discussing. Let's discuss this issue. It's right. And interestingly, the picture that the graphic brings in the page 3 story, the inside story, is that of Dr. Nkrumah addressing Ghanaians on the eve of Ghana's independence. But the story says President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has proposed the designation of August 4 as Founders Day and September 21 as Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Day. In line with that, he will push for legislation of the 2 dates as public holidays. A statement signed by the Director of Communications at the Flagstaff House, Mr. Eugene Ahin, and issued in Accra, said the President had issued an executive instrument to commemorate this year's celebration of the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Day on September 21 as a public holiday. So, Roland, were we referring to 21st of September as Founders Day?
Yes.
Okay. So, with this executive instrument that's been issued, it means that we're going to call it Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Day, and it's beginning this year. This just 21st of September is what, like next week Thursday? Is it?
Wednesday.
Hey, no.
Is it Wednesday? This week. Is it Wednesday?
Thursday.
This Thursday.
This Thursday. So it's not Founders Day. It's Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Day, as it is. You can read the rest of it. If you're not in tune with the events of August 4 or September 21, if you like, just get into the Daily Graphic newspaper. And
or you can still, better still, you can still Google. You get a lot more information.
Yeah.
Too.
All right. Let's check out what's making back page stories in the Daily Graphic newspaper. Ghana eye perfect ending against Nigeria. Also, Princesses thrash Algeria in World Cup qualifiers. World Cup qualifier. Is it the Dutch women's team that's on strike? One of those teams on strike. Amazing, but there's a tournament that's underway. Is it the same tournament? Is a World Cup qualifier? I think there's
a World Cup qualifier for women.
Yeah, and it's the women's team. Yeah.
They're on strike. They haven't been paid.
Yeah. Hopefully, Benedict will bring us a lot more details on that. In the center spread Daily Graphic, there's a special feature: mites invade sweet pepper farms in Winneba, destroying more than 100 acres of farms. Okay. That's it for the Daily Graphic with the stories that's caught my eyes, but there are a lot more headlines in the paper, you know.
And we have on the front page of the Ghanaian Times, payments start today, ending. And that is teacher, nursing trainee allowances. And that's an announcement made by the Vice President.
Okay, so all those who've been sending us messages asking us when your arrears will be paid.
Teacher training allowances.
Teacher training allowances. Okay.
You know, there's some sections of teachers in our country have some arrears they haven't been paid. You know, they were paid, I believe, is it only 1 quarter, and they're left with about 3 quarters or so. Or about 1 year left.
Is that related to the same story?
No, that's different.
Okay, that's different. I think there's
those
some
are not allowances. Those are payments.
Arrears as well. I'm not sure.
There are number
we
of
get different messages about payments.
Yeah. And so we have that on the front page. We have 4 bodies retrieved after boat disaster on White Volta River. UTAC down tools today is a question that's being asked. So we'll try and find out whether really the strike action has taken off. Dr. Japan nominated for award. That's on page 18. And then on the back page of the paper, we have Ghana beat Mali to book WAFO semi-final spot, and Ghana, Nigeria to set Cape Coast ablaze. And we know that they're playing at the Cape Coast Stadium this evening. We'll see how that encounter goes. And it says Ghana defeated Mali to book their place in the semi-finals of the 2017 WAFO Cup of Nations on Saturday at the Cape Coast Sports Stadium with 6 points, thanks to an audacious strike from Heart of Folk poster boy Winful Kweku Kwabena. And the Black Stars B coach, that's Maxwell Konedu, maintained his starting 11 that defeated Guinea 2-0 in the opening game in Group A, but Mali Boss made a single change to his lineup. So those are the stories.
So this is our Team B, Anna?
Yes, Team B.
Let's do the Finder newspaper. I've got a Finder newspaper next on the front page of the Finder this Monday. End to multiple ID cards. Ghana card to be the only valid form of identification. And just as we mentioned last Friday, the president did get his Ghana card. I think he and the vice are the only 2 people who got the Ghana card. The rest of us, we've got to wait, I think, for about a month, and then they'll begin the mass registration. We're excited with the free SHS. That's Togbi Afwether, who's the president of the National House of Chiefs. Fitch lauds Ghana's macroeconomic stability and Gazprom gas deal to add some 1,000 megawatts of power. So all these stories plus more in the Finder. But President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has stated that the rollout of the National Identification Card, dubbed the Ghana Card, signals a new era in biometric identity management in Ghana and brings to an end the proliferation of biometric systems by other government agencies that are mandated by law to access information from the National Identity Register. The Ghana Card will thus be the only valid form of identification when the issuance is completed in a year. The Ghana Card, a valid verification document, deploys cutting-edge technology that incorporates several layers of security features of most advanced electronic identity document that's solidifying the country's evolution into the digital world. Well, we wait to see its rollout, really, and the end of it, and then we will see. And whether the banks will begin to accept that national ID, and if we will not be burdened to produce other identification cards even when we have the Ghana Card.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
And we hope that this one will be the rallying point for all identification systems we have in Ghana.
And we hope that, a change will not cut short this new, I don't know, is it new excitement, new hope, new whatever it is, because we know that with the previous one, that's what has happened. Somebody else comes and then they fire the boss, and then they come up with another boss, and and then we don't know the head or tail of it, and then that's it. Yeah.
The way the system's going down.
And I hope that funding is also sustained.
Available. Yeah.
Exactly. So
those are the problems that bedeviled the last
once
one.
they begin, they can finish it, because that's it. We never
I
get
remember
to finish it.
I had my details taken when it first started, during the latter part of the Kufuor administration. I never got the cards, but I know some people had the cards.
I got a card.
Yeah, some people had the cards.
Yeah.
But apparently, I went to the facility some one time, and they have stocks of those cards available. So it means that people had their identification tax or perhaps biometric identification materials or data taken.
Yeah.
What happens to that one?
They couldn't distribute. They didn't have enough.
But
they didn't have funding at all to send the cards to.
So no, but what happened to that data that was collected? So we're discarding that, and so we're doing new one.
See.
And then also, if you have a card, I know that elsewhere in the US, etc. If you have a card, once whoever accesses the card should be able to tell you where you live, which crimes you've committed in the last or in your lifetime, whether you owe IRS.
I'm not sure this card is going to get this sophisticated.
But I mean, that's how we say we want to get to the best part.
Yeah.
And so it means that if, let's say, I'm supposed to pay some money somewhere and I haven't paid, then some institution will know that, oh, Roland owes this and that.
Roland, if I ask where you live and you mention the name of your street and your house number, would I be able to go straight to your house?
No, but it also means that if data is collected, then you'll be able to know. But no data has been collected.
my point is that we don't have all these structures in place.
Yeah.
So even if you,
so that's why I'm asking. So what are we issuing? Because there needs to be a back end. So, but we should do the back end before we go issuing the cards. I mean that's me. So by the time I collect the card, then I know that everything is working on the card. It shouldn't just be that I go collect a card, then you are now working on the back end.
Yeah.
You're not coming to see where I live. Yeah. Because I've seen that some things have been written on my wall, but nobody knows where I live. Whoever came to do that doesn't know I live there. I mean, there's no system.
Okay, so they're not connecting the numbers to the individuals who live in that.
And so what does it mean?
Well,
and what does it mean too? For example, we want to keep tax on the number of foreigners or immigrants who live in Ghana. We have to issue them identity cards.
Yeah.
But we should know where they live and all that. Which crimes they've committed or have not committed. How they contribute to taxes in our country. How I contribute to taxes as a
I
citizen.
can only tell you one thing, Roland Walker. We've got a long way to go. Let's begin.
Right.
One day at a time.
Yes, I know. I know that. All right. So we also have the Daily Guide. Has on the front page. Snitch scandal hits. Apparently, the money is now close to, or now about, or
That's
81.
the technology.
Yes,
that
81
we
million.
invested in.
It said the amount involved in the Snitch scandal has reportedly hit over 81 million Ghana cedis. So you just have to grab a copy of the Daily Guide and get to see. Mohammed's 30 ambulances for Trotro, Just Pond Boss for Africa Business Award, and then Nana proposes August 4 for Founders Day. Ghana saves $1 billion from Gazprom gas deal, and we know that the energy minister announced that, but we have a picture of the president in a handshake with Pavel Odorov, who is the head of department Gazprom, one of the biggest gas producers in the world. I don't know whether we have a center spread. Do we have a center spread? The News One spread of the paper? If we have the News One spread, okay. It says Gollywood Film Village closed down. There's a question being asked, and that place is, I think, is on the Dawenya Road, I believe, Pram Dawenya Road. It looks deserted each time I pass there. We have Kumawood stages demo over telenovelas, and we know that this has been a concern for many. They're concerned about show of telenovelas, showing of telenovelas and the other series on TV, which seem to take a chunk of the audience share.
What are they doing to counter that? Because just
it's a question
saying it
it's about
and
choices.
petitioning is not enough. You have to begin to produce something that can equally compete and overtake.
No, but seriously.
That's the level we've gotten to now, because there are individual television stations at the center of this.
Yes, I know.
Get what I mean?
But I think that they have to start with the institutions of state. It could be a ministry, it could be an institution that is supposed to perhaps do the regulation, so that when that regulation is there by that institution,
there is a regulation.
It mandates the various media companies in the production houses to show a certain content that is local.
If you say I should do 30% foreign and do 70% local, I still would have the soap in there.
I know, but then we need to go further than that and perhaps reduce the numbers to about 10%.
Well, but the point is, what are you giving me? If I took those soaps off, what would I use to replace them? Because at the end of the day, it's
about the quality also, and the choices. And
I'm also selling. I'm selling the airtime. I'm trying to make money and pay people.
You want the eyeballs.
Exactly. Yeah, and then you want to be number one on the tracker.
Yeah, I know.
So I get their plans.
It's a chicken and egg situation.
I feel them, but they've got to also begin to produce something that can also replace that. I should take it off and do what, really? Yeah. So I don't know. They can do the two at the same time. Appeal, petition, call on the.
But they also need to make sure they get their acts right.
Make sure that you're producing some good content that can equally sell.
Not the ones with the lenses of the cameras moving elsewhere.
No way, that can't be.
There's always some flower in front of in front of a lens in an African production, or let's say a Ghanaian production. I mean, you see the flower.
We've had some great productions. We know that it's very expensive, but
yes,
I think the general thing, the broader thing, is the fact that as Ghanaians, we don't even like to patronize our own. You know, that's
I think that when it's good, the times that they've been good.
Even those who are really, even the products that are really good that we kind of buy, they don't get the market as.
Yes, true.
We
don't have the market. It's a problem.
Yeah, but I guess, you know, like a strict national policy, because even around like 9 a.m., 10 a.m., the kind of content that you see in terms of the movies that people show on television is appalling. Sometimes you're like, okay, are there regulators watching at all? But that's where we are. All right, let's do the Daily Dispatch newspaper, front page of the Daily Dispatch. Rawlings on 2020 elections. Akufo-Addo will win, NDC to lose again. 70% of private cars registered without inspection, according to analysts. And another Major Mahama alleged killer arrested at the Ivorian border. Okay, where's that story? It's on center page. That's a story of interest, definitely. Okay, so, well, and did they say see story on page 1? Okay. I can't find the story.
Go to page 1.
I can't find.
Or
No,
page 2?
no, it's page 11.
Page 11.
Page 11.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so a man suspected to be among the killers of Major Adam Mahama has been arrested and arraigned before an Accra Central District Court. Emmanuel Baden was arrested at Elubo in the western region between the borders of Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire. Mr. Baden is a bricklayer from Denchro, Boase, who is suspected to be among the mob that lynched the late soldier. The presiding judge, Walanyo Kotoku, adjourned the case to 25th September after the prosecutor, DSP George Amaga, told the court the police was still investigating and needed more time. This brings the number to 20, the suspect standing trial for the late soldier's murder. So that's the updates in the Daily Dispatch newspaper. All right. There are other stories as well. It's interesting. This one, Rawlings on 2020 election says Akufo-Addo will win, NDC to lose again. That story is on the back page. Interested? You can grab the paper and read the full details.
All right. So we have the Business and Financial Times. It says set new capitalization or capital for SME-friendly banks. We know that it's now being increased to 400 million by 2018 or thereabouts. The banks are supposed to meet that, or you have to merge or do something, or
you have to allow yourself to be swallowed
somehow.
You have to become a capital bank or a UT bank,
or you
That's what we mean.
or you liquidate yourself. And the Bank of Ghana set compliance deadline for MFIs, and we know the advocacy also is by AGI for the new for some restriction. And the thing not to be perhaps spread to all banks. Though that supports SMEs should be given all that. Dr. Japan nominated as finalist in Africa's Most Respected Business Awards, also on the front page, and M&As must make business sense. Those are the stories we have. But Mama V, I just wanted us to look at this last paper.
The Today newspaper.
It says, don't legalize marijuana.
You didn't even mention the name of the paper.
The Today newspaper.
You're interested in the thing
Don't legalize marijuana, and we know this one is a comment from Ghanaians. Professor Alex Dodu, Ghana Standards Authority boss.
Don't legalize marijuana. Ghanaians are saying, well, which
Ghanaians are saying?
Like who?
Ghanaians are saying a recent proposal by the newly appointed chief executive of the Ghana Standards Authority, Professor Alex Dodu, for marijuana or weed to be legalized seems to have stirred controversy in the country. In view of this, some concerned Ghanaians have appealed to the president to rubbish Professor Dodu's suggestion, which many have described as distasteful to the nation. All right? And went out and saw the views of people, etc. I think
how many people? I mean, okay, well, I guess if you read the story, but what I'm saying is, if it's a survey, give us all the statistics, so that we know that it represents Ghanaians.
This one is an observational survey, just samples.
Yeah. We're going to quickly go online, but let's run through a few of the messages that you've sent. Send me a message via text, SMS only, no WhatsApp. Okay, so here's somebody who's been following you, Roland, from way back. Iben in Kumasi Atonsu wants you to know. Here's another one that says, as of now, teachers who completed 2015 have not been paid, so please talk to those who matter for us. Bismarck from Seshi, Betinasi, sending that message. 21st September as Nkrumah Memorial Day and 4th August as Founders Day. Why this? Are we just interested in enjoying holidays? If this trend of every president adding to our national holiday continues, a time will come that our holidays may be more than the working days. Disciple Kweku in Imprias is sending this interesting thoughts to us. This one says, I see Nana on Adum TV praying for you this morning. If I may ask, is today your birthday? Nanaya is mischief. That's all I want you to know. It's mischief on Adum TV with Nanaya for this morning. Ghanaian
what interactions did you have before you came to the
Nanado is
studio?
just fighting for his father. Okay. He is trying to become president so that he celebrates his father. Okay, that's where your argument is going. Roland, okay, this is almost getting very personal. Christian from Qatar, I will send you a personal message over to Roland. But yes, he's what you are suspecting him to be. This one says, I'll be glad if you could help me find out when the government intend paying salary arrears of 2013 and 2014 batch of teachers. William from Sydney East is sending this message. And one more just before we go online. This one says, when will government pay the arrears of 2013-2015 teachers across the country? Yakan and Dati Ernest. So looks like there are some arrears to be paid.
Yes, they
so
are.
when
I have a friend who is expecting hers. And
Okay.
good morning to you. Rebecca Sapak, you're expecting that lump sum. Please, when it comes, let us know.
More messages on the holiday, the 21st and the 4th of August, but let's do the online
Okay,
review
Fitch
quickly.
lauds Ghana's macroeconomic stability. That's a good one. Next story. And we have a story about the death of the 10-year-old Mamavi.
Death of 10-year-old boy. NGOs in health suspect investigation could delay action. This is a story that Maxwell Agbaba told about this 10-year-old who died sadly at the Tema General Hospital. Lots of things surrounding it. Hospital investigating this matter. I guess we've got to wait and see what comes out of it. SHS placement, GS cautions headmasters against turning away students. The Director General of the Ghana Education Service, Professor Kwesi Opokwa Mankwa, has asked heads of second cycle schools to visit the GES website and constantly update their list of students.
I love this question.
Do they all have access to the internet across the country, all SHS?
No, but you should have a way of accessing or updating your list. It's simple as that. It's not about you having access. Somebody else can do it too.
No, it's
for
only
you.
because it's because I'm reading that they say they should go to the GES website.
What true?
I mean, I bet
if they say you should go there, it doesn't mean you have to be present
So,
where there's no internet to get. So
yeah,
somebody else can do it
find
for
a way
you.
to access and update.
Somebody should find a way to access.
But
and
I think
update
it's also very critical that those schools that are almost overcrowded, you have to take care of them. The fact that you've interdicted someone or you've punished somebody for asking parents to bring a desk doesn't mean there's not a problem there. You get what I mean? It means that there are furniture issues in that school. You've punished the person but fixed the problem.
But when the people, or those heads who were punished, when they're supposed to have reverted to their employers to say, I think we have one peculiar challenge in the school.
That's also another thing.
Yeah.
That's
Did
also
they?
another thing.
Because the press release doesn't really
That's also
provide
another-
that sort of
yeah,
information.
True. Let's quickly run through. Not sure we have a lot of time. Ghana earned 1.6 billion Ghana cedis from mining sector in 2016. We earned, what did we use it for? Maybe the story can help. That
1.6 billion.
Yeah, that we got 1.6 billion from mining sector in 2016. I wonder how much they took away from Ghana if we got 1.6 billion.
You can imagine. Just imagine it.
Ekufuado ditches September 21st as Founders Day, proposes August 4. That's the conversation. That's the current conversation that's going on. If you've got to say, let us have your comments. African leaders arriving in New York for 72nd UN General Assembly. There are photos of that. We're looking at Trump, I guess, because the one president who, before he became president, bashed the UN a lot. I think he said it was a gathering where people just go and make merry.
We're talking about Donald Trump.
Yeah, but he's going to be present at this particular assembly. We'll see. Okay, let's move on. All hands on deck. Race against time to save Spelling Bee project. A great piece of art and a great deal of free SHS frenzy. You've read this piece by Okojeto Ablakwa, and he makes fun of the art as well. I think this was done by Tilapia. I don't know who Tilapia is, but
Tilapia,
if you haven't read,
I think Tilapia does cartoons for
Yeah.
3 News.
Okay, but Okojeto is a very good writer. Really good writer. This is an interesting piece you can read about. Free SHS teacher arrested for charging unapproved fees. You people to your ear hard. Okay, more stories on myjoyonline.com. I guess that's where we'll have to end the online review today because of time. I want to read the messages that you're sending. This one says, this is just a calculated attempt to kill name of Dr. Nkrumah. Remember, they did it before and they are ready to do it again. Mahama Ganiu in Nima. Those are your thoughts on the 4th of August holiday and 21st. That kind of debate. That's what's happening. More messages. This one says, can you update us about the soldier who stabbed a civilian at Kaswa because of mobile phone? You see in Sunyai, our colleague Maxwell Agbagba, we're going to ask him because he's the man who's been on that beat for the updates and we will fill you in. This one says, please tell the government to pay the salary arrears of teachers, especially 2013 to 2015 batch of teachers Y. Abdullah in Tamale. And this one says, I support 4th August because that's when our independence was planned, prepared, and put into action. Just like the US celebrate Founders Day and not Founders Day, as in founders with the S, how do you call that?
Apostrophe.
Exactly. Okay. Even though George Washington led the founding, but there were also the Jefferson, the Madison, Hudson, etc. Even my father, who was a military man at that time and is still alive, deserves to be celebrated. Michael in Brekum. We need to restructure this history, man. It looks like it's very much distorted, and now we're looking at it from typical party political point of view. We shouldn't. This is the last one, but we've got lots of messages. We'll come back.
You think our history is
4th
distorted?
August, needless. Isaac from Asafo. It looks like. I
It's
don't
not.
know.
It's not.
I know. Charlie with the Founders
I know,
Day
I know,
thing,
I know.
man.
But I know that if NDC come, they'll change it back. Yeah, that's the problem.
Will they? See, that's the angle. That's where we don't want to be. We want to be. It should be a national thing. It shouldn't be a party politics stuff.
So you're saying we need a buy-in from everybody, from both sides of the political
So who would we listen to?
That's why I'm saying that we should collapse the two.
Who would we listen to now?
I don't know.
Amazing. But this conversation, that's not the end of it. So if you've got a comment,
I guess
send
we
it
have to do periodic listening.
We are going to be, we will sit down on this subject about the 4th of August and the 21st of September right here on the show today. But first, we have to make way for Benedict. Okay. There was a lot of Premier League action over the weekend. I'm excited. I mean, it's a very good time to be a Red Devil, man. It's not bad to be a devil. Yeah. If you're a blue man, I guess that is you this morning.
Well, so Benedict also will be here with the latest sports stories. Just in case you want to get interactive, you can do so as always on Facebook, JoyNews on TV. That page we love on Facebook. We'll always stream the live. Unfortunately, we have a channel on YouTube, Major Online TV. Go there. We stream live there too, and you get to watch us once you have a lot of data. Don't worry at all.